Welcome back, and if you're watching us from wherever you're watching us from, all over the country, this is Metropole TV, and you're watching Game Changers, a show that brings you up to speed on trending and upcoming technologies which are adaptable in and out of our daily interactions. On the first half, we had a look at tech news, and on this second half, we are going to talk about the SmartCow app, which has all the information that you need as a dairy farmer. And we are joined to discuss this further. We are joined by Mr. Levis Kimani, who is the operations manager at Intersoft Eagles Limited. Welcome, Mr. Levis.
Thank you, Tabitha, for having me in the studio.
Yeah. Okay, first, before we go on to how the app works, maybe you can start by telling us what is SmartCow app.
Okay, so my name is Levis Kimani. I'm in charge of operations at Intersoft Eagle Systems. So Intersoft is a company that develops software solutions for agribusiness. So our work is to make the life of farmers easier and to enable them to achieve their goals. So SmartCow is a mobile application that is available on Play Store. You can use it on your smartphone, but then at the same time you can use it on the laptop. So the display which you're going to use today is that which is we are accessing from the laptop. Yeah.
Okay, and what's the difference between a farmer who is using the SmartCow app and the one who is not?
So the difference is that we normally say that information is power.
Yes.
So the one who is not using SmartCow, then we say that they are not empowered to achieve their goals.
Yes.
So, but then one who is using SmartCow is empowered because as we will see, SmartCow offers you better features to be able to do your farming take farming to the next level, because we don't do the old indigenous farming of our forefathers. Today we are doing modern farming. Yes.
And how is the SmartCow app different from other dairy apps? What distinguishes you? What makes you stand out from the rest? Okay, so there are a number of advantages that SmartCow has. Number one being that it's not just an app for keeping records. It's also an app that seeks to connect the entire dairy value chain. So what we're saying is that it's a one-stop solution for every farmer. So you don't need to use another app to try and get some more information or do something else. SmartCow offers you all that you need to be able to do dairy farming. So it's a one-stop shop.
It's a one-stop shop. You don't need, once you have SmartCow, you have all you need to do dairy farming. Yes.
And so I'm a local farmer, and I need to get more information about my cow, why it's behaving in a certain way. What will it cost me to access your app?
So we have packages on SmartCow. We have the basic package, silver package, and a gold package. So downloading is free. It gives you free for the first 1 month, but then after that you choose for the basic package, which has a few limited features. Yet you'll be able to manage your farm well, but then you'll not be able to access certain features which cost us as a company to have them on SmartCow. But then normally it comes to the range of about 100 shillings or 200 shillings on a monthly basis. So it's affordable to every farmer, even with one cow. Yes.
Okay, and you as a person, you have come up with this app. Since I understand you're also a app developer.
Yes.
How is it generating revenue for you?
So we have several ways. Number one is a monthly subscription. Of course, as I've mentioned, farmers have to pay a bit to be able to use the service. As we'll be able to see, one of the features is that farmers will be able to buy inputs from the app. That's why we said it's a one-stop solution. So through those transactions, again, we'll get some revenue because we're making it easy for the farmer to get services from the comfort of their farm. And then for the service providers, we're making it easy for them to get market for their products. So we have to get something for that.
So it's a B2B, business to business.
It's a business to business.
Yes. Okay, and maybe you can have a look at how the app works.
Okay.
But first, there's a video we're going to play on how it works.
All right.
Okay, maybe our director, Mr. Udi, can take us through that.
Take your dairy investments to the next level. Download now, sign up, and start for free and see increased dairy profitability and efficiency. SmartCow app. What gets measured, gets managed.
That's pretty short.
I think it's the guys who cut it, but it's longer than that.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So with that brief sort of advertisement for it, maybe you can take us through how it works.
Okay. Yeah. So as I said, there are some features which, as you said, SmartCow is accessible from the mobile phone because not every farmer has a laptop. But then we also have the office guys who you are able to access the information from the laptop. So today the view we are looking at is that which you're able to access from the laptop. But then on the mobile app, there are features which are there, which are not here. Number one, we have access to finance, which will not be able to see this because the money will be sent directly to the phone. Okay. So that is why those features are accessible only on the phone because you need to verify your mobile number. Then we have access to inputs and services. We have the feature for accessing vets and surgeons and all those consultants. So those ones will not be able to see here. So we'll do component one, which is called herd management. So for the herd management, we have, this is the console that farmers normally have, whereby they're able to keep, number one is they register their cows into the system. So what you're looking at is a list of all the farmers, I mean all the cows that a farmer has. We normally have the name, identification. I'm sure you didn't know cows have given names and the numbers, most likely. So then we have the grading, we have the breed, the date of birth, even the birth weight, because it's the same procedures that we normally have in human beings. We need to be able to track the growth of the calf because there is a certain time after which we need to inseminate the cow so that we can start now getting milk from it. Then now we have, once you have...
you go to the farmer, you get his cow and you get to analyze it.
Not really. What happens is, because it's an easy process, most farmers know, we normally organize trainings to inform these farmers. During the trainings, we ask farmers to download the app. And while they download, that's when now we take them through how to go, how to input all this information. Yes. So majority of farmers may not be having the records initially, but then it allows you to start like that. But from there now you're able to proceed and put in those records. So once the cows are registered into the system, you're now able to put in all the other details. Like now we have weight recording. As we said, once a calf is born, we need to monitor its weight, because that there are many factors which will depend on that. So once you record the weight for the farmers, we have the modules like cow sales, where farmers are able to sell their cows and even sell cows to each other. So you can see we're able to get the date we sold our cow, which cow we sold, to which client, and even the cost. Then from there, we go to the most important goal of the farmer is to get milk. An elderly man once told me that the fairest business in the world is dairy farming, because the cows never go to bed owing you anything. Whatever you give it during the day, it repays you by that evening. So this is the most important section where farmers are able to keep records of their milk production per cow. You can see it giving the farmer summaries. It's telling them the total production for that day. We have the number of cows they milked, the lowest yield, the highest yield, average yield per cow. It's even telling them which cows increased milk, which ones have been on a downward trend. So it does the analysis for the farmers. Remember, we said information is power, and that's what we're trying to give farmers. So then from there we have milk sale and consumption. After the farmers have milked, they need to know where does the milk go. At the end of the month, the app will be able to give them a summary of the income and also the expenditure that the farmer has incurred and the profit, because majority are doing it blindly currently. So we have this is a sales module, so they're able to sell every day and record into the system. So you can see it's giving the gross sales, the how many liters have been sold to each particular customer. Then we go to a very important module which is called breeding. We normally say that dairy farming is about being futuristic. Now, being futuristic means you start with the breeding. The goal of farming is not just to get milk, but to get good cows. So with breeding, they're able to enter the milk, the insemination records for their cows, and the app is able to do a projection for them for what we call a pregnancy calendar. So you can see once a farmer inseminates, there are other 6 dates they need to observe, but majority don't know. So why, again, to answer the question of how is SmartCow different from the other apps, it's that it's able to send a farmer notifications through SMS of whatever is due on a particular day.
Is this an instant notification?
Instant. It's not triggered by any human being. The system is already programmed to do that. Yeah, so that means if today there's a cow that was due for probably heat check or PD, then they're able to get that notification on SMS. That's another advantage again that the farmer who is using SmartCow gets over the one who doesn't. So on breeding, there are many other aspects. We have drying of cow, we have pregnancy diagnosis, we have all those other features. We have health management, and this is where farmers, once your cow has been treated, then you come and enter the record. It's just like human beings. When you go to a doctor, the first thing they ask for is what? A file. So once they ask for a file, then you need to show the file of the history. And so that's where we have the same done on SmartCow. Once farmers deworm their cows, again like human beings, you're supposed to deworm regularly. But now you forget. Yeah, so the system again is able to send a notification to the farmer reminding them your cows today are due for deworming.
Yeah, it's time for checkup.
It's time for checkup. A calf is supposed to be dewormed on a monthly basis. So again, it sends a notification saying your calf today called Mary is due for deworming.
Yeah, hold it there. Now, as an app developer, where do you get all this information? Do you have dairy experts that you're working with, or how do you go about it?
We've been working with dairy farmers for 7 years. So you can imagine we have most of the large-scale farms in Kenya are using, not just in Kenya, in Africa actually, are using SmartCow. So over time, we've been able to refine this process from feedback coming from farmers, but then we have experts that we work with, consultants who are very informed on this. So what you're looking at is not the knowledge of developers. Our work is to put what they say into practice to provide a solution. Yes.
So do when I come to the SmartCow app, can I find these dairy experts online?
Yes, you're able. That's one of the other components. Remember, we said SmartCow has 5 major components. Herd management, which is what we're looking at, and experts is another component. Yes, so you're able to find them there. You can search by location, get services they offer. And then you can get, if a service is expensive, you can click and get it on credit because we have a financial partner who offers loans to the farmers that we normally work with. So you can see there are so many benefits of working with SmartCow.
Getting this dairy expert by location, does that mean the location which you come from? Like there's a dairy expert from maybe Mukurweini, another one from Langata, something like that?
Exactly. If, for instance, we are in Mukurweini, we have experts who are registered into SmartCow and they're in Mukurweini region. Awesome. So once you search, the app is able to match your location against the location of the experts and suggest to you the ones which are near.
That sounds
it's
like
exciting.
Yeah, a taxi or something.
Yes, like Uber. It's an Uber for experts. So that's, as we said, but now you can see the difference coming out clearly of the farmer who has SmartCow and one who does not.
It's quite an evolution.
It's quite an evolution. Then from there we have feeding management. Remember we said dairy farming is about being futuristic. What are we saying? Get a good calf. But once you get a good calf, that is not a guarantee that you'll have milk. You need to feed it properly. So you need to monitor how you feed it and you need to get expert advice from experts. So this is a section where you do that. Then we have farm store. Basically this is where you keep an inventory of all the other items you use in your dairy farm. Then from there we have extras where you have you record income, other income, like probably you sell biogas, you sell manure. Those are other added benefits that you get from dairy farming. It's not just milk. Then payroll, management of your employees. Then from there you come to the most important thing. I've skipped a lot of areas because it's very wide. It's very wide. So you can see it's able to give a farmer a breakdown for the expenditure. It's giving us the total expenditure for this demo farmer that we are using.
An example of 28,000 Kenya shillings.
This is the total expenditure this month. Then this is the total income they've gotten, meaning they're selling less milk. Something is wrong somewhere.
Something is wrong,
for that farmer. And already we are making a loss. So now with SmartCow, it enables you now to spot the gaps where you're losing the money, because you can take this information, go to a consultant, sit with them and ask them, where am I going wrong? And now they're able to advise you based on that. Yes, that is what SmartCow. With SmartCow, you have your farm inside your phone. Yes. So the other reports, so many other reports. Again, it's a performance report. We normally talk of, in dairy farming, we talk of key performance indicators, meaning there are certain numbers, analysis we can do to tell you whether you're in business or you're just wasting time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're given. When you're talking about breeding, we have KPIs for breeding. How long does your cow take?
What are KPIs?
Yeah. KPIs, it means key performance indicators.
Yeah.
It means that there are certain figures which you tell us. Like now, if I ask you, one of the KPIs is conception rate. What are we saying? How many times do you inseminate your cow before it conceives?
Yeah.
Because each insemination comes at a cost. So that determines again the figure we were looking at, the one for the expenditure. Now another KPI is intercalving interval. What are we saying? How long does your cow take between different calvings? The ideal goal is to have 1 calf per year from each cow.
Wow.
So if you take more than that, then again you're losing. And that takes us back to where we were on the breeding section, where SmartCow is able to give you a projection for when to do some of these dates like PD.
Yeah.
Let me just narrow down on that one because it's very important. PD means pregnancy diagnosis. When you inseminate a cow today, now the problem is it's like a 50-50. We don't know whether it conceived. But then, on this particular date called the PD date, we are supposed to get an expert who is able to do a diagnosis to check whether the cow conceived.
The expert will have to come to my location.
Will have to come to the location. It's a physical process. Yes, so
Wow.
if they don't do that,
Yeah.
you will stay 6 months later is when you're realizing that your cow did not conceive. And now you have to start the process again.
Yeah.
Now you wasted a whole 6 months. So the KPI for intercalving interval, how much time did you lose? A lot of time.
Yeah, so when this expert comes to my home, am I going to pay him some cash?
Yes, you're going to pay them some cash. Our work is to link you to the expert, but now the service you have to pay for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
and so far, how have you been able to go about the sensitization, making the local farmers know that, hey guys, there is a SmartCow app that is working efficiently for me. I don't need to hustle all the way to get a dairy expert. How have you been able to go about your sensitization?
Okay, so we are working, as I said, with the partners. The partners we work with have a responsibility of making sure that their farmers also know about SmartCow and are on SmartCow. At the same time, we use social media. We have a SmartCow page called SmartCow Kenya. We send a lot of SMSs. We organize exhibitions. We just had a big one in Nyeri, which ended some time back. So basically, it's a process, but then we are doing it. Yes.
Wow,
yes.
super awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Levis Kimani.
Sure,
nice to
thank you
have
so
you
much,
in
Tabitha.
today. Okay.
Thank you.
And that was Mr. Levis Kimani, operations manager at Intersoft Limited, and he was taking us through the SmartCow app and how it works and how you as a dairy farmer can benefit from accessing the SmartCow app. That's it from me, Tabitha Muthoni, and from the entire Game Changers team and the crew that made this live broadcast a success. We say thank you very much, and you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube at Metropole TV KE. From me, have a lovely evening.